The No Homo Show is going on tour and we're hitting a city near you. You do not want to miss this live show filled with comedy, real stories, and dope entertainment. We also got a few VIP tickets left, so get your tickets now at thenohomoshow.com.
Whole lot of gay shit. Whole lot of gay. I like it.
Hey, what's going on? It's Boss Britt, the most lit.
What's up, it's your girl DJ eXeL.
And this is
The No Homo Show.
Where everything we talk about
is homo as. I try to keep it cute.
Yeah, you keep today. Hey, make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment. Turn our post notifications on, Gabies.
Yes, and shout out to everybody listening to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts. And shout out to everybody that's getting our merch. This ain't it, but it's on our website.
Yeah, I got the hat on, but I had to turn it around because it says.
We trying to keep it cute.
We trying to keep it cute today.
Y'all know what it say.
Oh man, it say I prefer cooch.
Y'all know it.
But I'm gonna keep it to the back today for our very special guest. All right, so y'all, we have another dope episode on the way for y'all today. We have a very, 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 very special guest with us. All right, so I'm gonna let you do the honors, please. Introduce yourself, let people know who you are and what you do. All
right, it's your girl, Street Poet. I'm an online motivational speaker and life coach. Yeah, man, this is what I do every day. I empower people, influence them to create a better version, the best version of themselves that they could possibly create.
Yes, welcome to the show.
Appreciate it.
You a legend out here, Street Poet.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna hold you.
Nah, we're gonna get into it because we've known you for years.
Years.
You know?
Yes.
But before we do,
it's been a long time.
We got a little icebreaker. We gotta break the ice. It's called Skittles and Riddles. All right.
Oh, that's what this is about.
Yeah. Gonna pull out a Skittle. They got a riddle in it. A Skittle.
Okay. All right.
And it's a gay riddle. Okay. So think gay once you read it. And if you get it wrong, Britt gotta take a shot.
Yeah, I'm the only one today.
Oh my God. Sorry, Britt.
Don't worry, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it right.
We got faith in you.
What do you call a lesbian in a Chili's?
A lesbian in a Chili's, like at the restaurant?
In a
They going out of business too. I saw that earlier.
Oh.
I was like, dang, let me go pick them up.
I hate
Going
you.
out of sale.
Why? I don't know.
What do you call a lesbian?
A lesbian at Chili's. All right, let's think about their menu. What do they got? Mozzarella sticks, chicken wings.
We're so fast. She going down their home.
Yeah, cause what?
Right, a lesbian at Chili's? Yeah, that's different. I don't have a clue.
Me either.
Now you gotta guess something.
Gotta guess something.
You're Street Poet. You know it.
You good with words. Come on now.
Yeah, but this don't make no sense.
It don't.
What do you call a lesbian in a Chili's?
I know the answer probably gonna have us like, bro, what? A lesbian in a Chili's?
The answer gonna be dumb. It pisses me off every time.
I don't know. I don't know.
Lesbian and a Chili's.
I don't have. I'm actually like. Usually I can guess something, but I don't have a clue.
Yeah, you looking just like me right now. You over there, you like, yo, this don't make no sense.
What number is it?
What the number is? This is 44.
44.
A lesbian in a Chili's.
Look at her over there with the answer handbook all in the little envelope. Let me go see. See? Look at you.
Stupid. Baby back butt. Like,
Man, there's no way.
I told you I think food.
Yeah, there is no way.
Baby back butch is crazy.
It is.
Like they just made up anything.
Yeah, they made that up. That ain't one
Hey,
accurate.
No, these answers piss me off every time. Street. That's why.
Yeah.
So you still go by Street Poet.
I do.
And you're not changing the name.
I'm not.
And
I love it.
So I mean, Street Poet fits you,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But why did you name yourself Street Poet?
I actually didn't name my self poet. Both of the names that I actually got from performing. Right? Initially, everybody know that I'm a diehard poet. Like my first passion, my first love to this day is spoken word. Mm-hmm. So I've traveled with the different poetry teams, even here in Atlanta at the Apache Cafe, Charlotte, North Carolina, everywhere doing nothing but poetry. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a name at that time. I was only 18, 19 years old. I didn't have a spoken word name. So when I would come in, they would just call me Poet.
Okay.
Next to the stage is Poet, right? So I just kept that name.
Yeah.
When I moved to Columbia, South Carolina, and I've always been a person to go against the grain. I always wanted to make the people do what they don't want to do, type of deal. And I used to go to the showcases out there where it was all music, right? But I always felt like lyrically, I'm better than all your rappers.
Yeah.
I would go in and I will take over the whole rap show, the whole open mic show with spoken word. And an artist that was there at the time, he was a real big artist at the time in South Carolina. He was like, you know what? You need to put some music behind your words. Like, you would be a dope rapper. And so I went in and I put the beats on, and they was like, man, that's the street poet. She represents the streets. Like, when she speaks facts. It's life, and you can feel what she's saying. So they all started calling me street poet.
Okay.
That's hard.
So I could say...
we didn't even ask the first question.
I
You
thought
ready
to
to
go
go in?
Hey, let me find out. My friend been waiting for the interview. That's what I'm talking about.
I know you did the Skittles and riddles.
Yeah.
Nah, okay, go ahead.
We did skip one important question that we usually start with, which is with your coming out story.
Yes.
Because we are on like one of the gayest platforms ever. So please let us know, how was it for you coming out the closet and when?
You know what? For me, it was coming out with my family wasn't hard at all because they didn't care one way or another. I think that my biggest thing was me coming out in church. And the way that it actually came out in church. And that's wild that y'all asked me this question, because I just gave this testimony a couple lives ago, like sometime one day last week, right? And the way that it came out is the person that actually I was dealing with in the church, some of her people found out about it, and it became a big deal in church and whatnot. And I went through a whole lot of church hurt in behind that. But as far as my family and my close friends, never cared one way or another. They just always felt like you were just you to me.
That's good.
Yeah, so that was pretty much my coming out story.
Yeah, that church, they gonna be on you about it.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about that? And what can people do? Because I feel like so many gay people want to be spiritual or want to be religious and want to go to church, but then we do feel that judgment on us.
Yeah, I think that right now, you know what I'm saying, that mold is really being broken, right? And a lot of people that felt that church hurt at one point or another, now it's coming to pass that, you know, they are going to church, you know, they are getting back into the church, and they're understanding that, you know, having a spiritual relationship is not about the church. It's about your own personal relationship with God, right? So what I coach is spirituality over religion. You don't have to do what, you know what I mean? And there's a very big difference in between that. The church is the organization. The church is the building. Understand that, right? Your personal relationship with God is not going to end because you don't go to that person's church.
Right. True.
And a lot of times as well, you have other people now that are coming up that's in the lifestyle. They are now ministers. You know what I mean? LGBTQ, that are ministers that's out here. They have their own churches and whatnot. And most of the time right now, they're actually getting church from online. Right? And that's just the way it is. And I was also talking this morning, like, you know, we're getting a lot of backlash right now because they're saying, oh yeah, church is making it acceptable for the LGBT community to be a part of church. And it's like, it's not that they're making it acceptable. They're saying that there's nothing that they can do about it, right? You can't force somebody to be something or to live a way that you want them to live, right? This is about choice. I didn't ask you about, you didn't get approval from me for your husband.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna get approval from you for me to do what I need to do. You worry about your relationship with God and let me worry about mine. You have a call on your head to preach. Get in the pulpit and preach.
Hello?
That's your job.
Hello? It's crazy. Did y'all see there's a viral clip that's going around of a pastor, a gay pastor, that I guess named his husband First Man. How like the
First Man.
How the pastor's wife is usually like first lady.
Yeah. The first man.
And it's like people are in an uproar.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about that?
I don't even know how I missed it.
I ain't heard about that.
I never heard.
First
Yeah, I
Man is
haven't. I missed that one. This eXeL. I missed that
So
one.
First Man.
I mean,
First Man.
it's I just seen it.
I don't think
like,
we could be biased with it though. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna be one way for one gender, it has to be that same way all the way across the board. And again, I'm not the one to judge or bash somebody for whatever it is that they choose to do. You know,
Right.
and you have an option. Let's not act like we don't have you don't have to attend that church.
Right.
Right? You don't have to attend that church. You don't have to, be a Patreon. You don't have to be a supporter. You don't have to go.
Yeah.
But I think to get to the point where we're constantly belittling and bashing people for what it is that they do, that just shows that you have way too much time on your hands.
Okay.
Way too much. I don't know about nobody else. I live a perfect life, right? And to me, I live a perfect life, right? But I still have a lot of things that I need to take care of in my life. So when I say that I live a perfect life, I'm saying that I'm striving for perfection every day. I wake up knowing that I'm perfectly imperfect. Right? And I know that, you know, I got so much other stuff that I can be doing in my life. I'm not concerned about who you laying with.
I be saying that all the time. How y'all so wrapped up
I
in
can't
this?
do it. I don't know where they get them extra hours from. I don't have them.
What if the woman was the preacher and her husband, would he be the first man?
I don't know how that works.
Oh, that's wild.
See, and I think it's just messed up because, like, if this pastor is married and in love, like, why are we just like? Yeah. At least that's not just his boyfriend sitting on the side.
Right,
like we going people gonna say stuff either way.
Yeah, they're gonna exactly. You know what I mean? People they're gonna have an opinion, good, bad, or indifferent, no matter what. You know, that's gonna be the nature of the beast. You can't go anywhere and just expect for people not to have something to say because they're going to do it.
Well, since we talking about church, can I talk about the recent? Why you laughing?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't good.
What's she finna say?
She done got into it with church people.
Come on, what happened?
No, all right.
They were throwing holy water.
Oh my
God. Comments on the
right, so no.
I seen some water emojis.
All right, look, I was over there like, oh, and yo, I love God, and this is what makes me so mad. And like you said, I feel like I'm a good person. Like I live a good life. Like I do people right. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is what makes me a little mad, right? So. Anyway, there's an artist we know. She used to be a stud, and she like posted on her Instagram that basically she got delivered and she's not a stud, and but the way she was saying it was like I was living so wrong, and I was
living in sin.
So like it wasn't like everything. I wasn't even. It sounded like everything she was talking about is about being a stud, you know, and then she got delivered. Right. So then I went under her post and I was like, yo, cause I usually don't comment on stuff, but like I'm happy you found God. Never going against that, but I don't want you to put the message out there to make people feel like they can't be gay and find God.
Well, you should have tagged me in. Y'all don't be knowing y'all don't be knowing how to argue right. Y'all don't be knowing how to argue right. So basically what you can't argue right. And basically what she done was she went from being a stud to being a people pleaser. Because now the only and that's, you know, in my opinion, so you if you felt like your stud life was bad, you really about to be somebody's doormat if you out here being a people pleaser, right? Because now you're only dressing and behaving and showing up a way to please other people, to satisfy other people. You can dress up the outer exterior in whatever you want to put it in. Understand that, right? But you're still a beautiful disaster. Because now you're trying to please other people, satisfy other people. If you're gonna change, but change for you. If you don't like your life or something about your life, change that for you. Never change what you do and how you show up for other people. I would never.
What I always said is I'd rather live for my happiness than look like everything's great but miserable inside.
That's a fact.
Inside for everybody around me to be happy.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? I encourage everybody that's dealing with like family or something, like put yourself first or
always.
Whatever. But on the other hand, first of all, I said to Britt, like, I would love to have her on the show, but I do want somebody else that even knows the Bible or, you know, more to actually kind of not like go back and forth, but like
different perspective.
From a more biblical sense, I guess.
Right. No, that makes sense, right?
I feel like that's what church people do, is just all they do is it's right here, it's right, or you know what I'm saying, and then you be like, all right, whatever. But
most of the time when they do that as well is because they've already pulled out that scripture and have already shaped it to fit the narrative that they're creating. A lot of the things that we say on a regular basis, as you started to study those things and break those things down, you will find out that a lot of the information that we have, number one, is misinformation, and number two is incomplete information. Because majority of our life we've been taught to what? We've been taught to give, we've been taught to love, we've been taught to show up up for other people. But we were never taught to do that to ourselves. We were never taught that it's okay to love, but it's also okay to stop loving them in that way. We were always taught to give, but we were never taught to give with boundaries. Because if people don't appreciate the love and the things that you give to them, then you're doing what? You're wearing yourself out. Why do you think it's so many people now that are struggling mentally, spiritually, and emotionally? Because we only teach one portion of it.
Yeah.
Right? You only teach one portion. And then you get angry, you get frustrated, agitated, and annoyed with people like me that say, hey, let's dig to the bottom of this. Let's get to the bottom of it. Let's break that all the way down. If somebody tell you something, use Google. Somebody tell you something, get your Bible translator. Get to the bottom of it. Don't just let people tell you know anything.
Yeah. Well, from what you said, we did try to ask her if she wanted to come on the show so we could break it down.
She said she prayed on it, and
The Lord told her no.
the Lord told her no.
Man, girl.
And it's
But I
crazy.
thought it would have been dope though, because
How the Lord, this in Jesus name thing that everybody got going on with the snapping and the cupping and all of this.
Yeah.
This is so wild to me. It's puzzling to me because if you, number one, let's just be real. If God delivered you and put you in the position where now you see life with a different perspective and you feel like you could help somebody else, why would he tell you not to come?
Right.
How you know it ain't some other studs that's out there that's struggling with the same thing and want that as well? They needed your voice. So what you gonna do? Y'all be so caught up in, when I get to heaven, God gonna say, well, what about them people I told you to go minister to and you didn't?
That's what I told her.
And the thing is, we
Stop playing. They be wearing Jesus' name out like how they be doing
on
on my mama. They do.
I'm gonna start you with
It's a few weeks ago, but I need to tag you in.
and then another guy jumped on and had a paragraph.
They was all going in.
But I do agree with that. And the thing is, we were still going to be respectful.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like even right now, I'm not disrespecting her. But I did want to go back and forth about it, you know. But
I have a love-hate relationship. I'm proud. I tell people every day. I have a love-hate with the church. We love each other, but I'm known to go against the grain. I rocks the boat every chance that I get. So
Yeah,
Did it start from back then when you came out and that situation happened, or was it just later on?
I've always been this way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even I have 5 brothers, 5 sisters. Right? Even in a house where there was abuse, molestation, constant physical abuse, drugs, and everything else, when everybody else was moving a certain type of way, I didn't. And it would be so bad. I was so against whatever. I've always been a person to deal with me business wise. I've known you guys for over 10 years. You can never say that I never paid, I never done, I never showed up. I'm whatever I say I'm going to do. I've always been that person. I'm proud. I'm a genuinely good person, right? That's me. So I've always been that way. It was so bad when I was young that my dad, who was the ringleader of everything, used to say, "Don't tell Leroy." That's my real name. Don't tell her, because if you tell her, you know what she gonna say. If you tell her, you already know what I'm going to influence them to do the opposite.
Right.
Why would you put yourself in a position in any area of your life where you could ruin the person that you are? I've always been this way. When I was in church, I was the same exact way. They just didn't have a reason to bother me until they found that.
Right.
And then it was like, now I got something. Yeah,
right.
I've always been the one that wanted to dig deeper. Like I was telling them earlier, I've been studying spiritual warfare since I've been 13, 14, 15 years old, all by choice. I've always been intrigued with God, and learning more about him. This is a whole lifestyle for me.
That's dope. Well, pass the collection plate around at this point, okay? We offer it up now, okay?
So where I was gonna go in the beginning, can we take it back to when we first met you?
Yeah.
Because I know you're probably one of the first people when I moved to Atlanta that booked me outside of Atlanta in South Carolina. And I believe it was your party. I
came with you.
Yeah, I met Britt.
We got. My ex was working in that club too.
She met
Britt, Brandy.
Oh, Lord. You remember that?
I remember everything. I tell people all the time, I got the mind of an elephant.
I didn't know she was working there.
Nah, I remember everything.
Yeah, so it's crazy because if anybody go on my YouTube, this is a video that's probably 7-8 years ago.
We look crazy too. We look young,
long time, man.
I'm sorry, I can't say what titty. Breast, long breast.
Why you can't say titty?
I just want to keep it clean today.
You know what? I love Britt though. Britt is and that's how honestly, that's how you know when people genuinely respect and see change in you.
Yeah.
They naturally adjust themselves when you come. right? Like I've known her over 10 years, and she's like, I can't coach with the coach gonna be on the show. I can't, I gotta make sure I don't curse. My family does the same thing now, naturally.
Out of respect.
Yeah.
I wonder why she don't respect my nice new titties though.
But
why you was just saying that was long?
No, I said back in the video.
Oh man.
But now
you gotta watch out for people that bring up your past.
Yeah. Bring up. You cannot bring that back up. She's already done her thing. Yeah, let that go.
So all right, but when I met you, you was a party promoter.
That's right.
And I known you as a rapper.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So and you was lit.
On all the prime flyers
from
back in the day.
Oh yes.
Was in the building
every time.
Yeah. So what was the transition for you?
It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was everything. Like I said, I tell them all the time about how I used to throw all the parties and whatever, and how all the parties, and we would, and people think, oh yeah, well you blew up on social media and you did. No. I was already doing stuff in real life. You know what I'm saying? I was doing stuff in real life, 400-500 deep. We was in parties, like sweating, right? eXeL, no AC. We sweating up in the we up there with that little blow fan. Ain't no way you could get no more people in this building. And for me, the beautiful thing was, like, when I started to get more into motivational speaking and switching to focusing more on that, the community rallied behind me. Right? Like all of these followers and supporters that I had when I started out from doing music, all of those people are still there today.
That's what's up.
These people still share my content, share my posts, watch my videos. It be so raw sometimes. They'll be inboxing me. My mama is in here watching your video, got it turned all the way up, and she can't believe that I know you. Can you call me? I didn't FaceTime people. I didn't send people the cameos and wish their parents and whatnot a happy birthday, happy anniversary, because they watch my content. Like it's been a beautiful transition. And I think the most memorable thing that I got was like last year, and I said something about, if I throw something in Colombia, are y'all gonna come to it? They was like, yo, we party with you in the club, we ready to pray with you in the church.
Oh, that's right.
That's just how it was with me.
What made that transition though?
You know what? I think that was God's plan.
Okay.
Because it was an accident.
Yeah.
Not an accident because it was His plan, but I felt like it was an accident because I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Right? It was a time in my life where things were just wild. They were crazy. Me and Mahogany were going through a whole lot. Right? It was just, my personal life, my regular life with my family and everything around me, even a job. It was just like I was just in this downward spiral where it was just nothing going right. And then I got on Facebook. I made a post ranting just as many scriptures. Just as many scriptures as I was dropping. I was cursing in between each one of those. I was going off.
It's a process.
I remember the days.
Yeah. And I went to sleep and I woke up and it was at 6.4 million in less than 24 hours.
Was that your first viral?
That was my first.
Do you remember what you were talking about doing that?
I was talking about stop creating a storm and then getting mad when it rained.
Ooh.
And that was the first thing that I talked about.
It was a little bit. I kind of felt something go down my back a little bit.
And that was the title of it.
Yeah.
And I woke up and every church person that I knew, apostles, prophets, everybody was sharing it all over the place. I didn't even know I was viral. My nieces was calling me like, yo, auntie, you is everywhere. You are viral right now. You on TikTok. You on, not TikTok. She was like, you on Twitter and you on Facebook. Like, it's just going crazy. So I get up and I find out that it's viral. And at that moment, everybody's like, can you drop another video? Drop another video. Drop another video. And from that point, I started dropping more motivational videos, more inspirational videos. And I just kept coming. And then they was like, go live. So then I just started doing live videos all the time. And before you know it, me doing live videos was my new income, right? Like I was working a job, but my job was jealous of the fact that I had so much, going on online, and they seen the growth and development, and I was making way more money from making my videos than I was working a job. And then, of course, COVID hit, and then everybody else was going down, but I was going up. And it was like now, it was more than ever. Everybody needed that mental health. They needed that mental break. They needed somebody to come in and say, hey, it's going to be okay. And at that time, it was like God just did his big one in my life. And I was just like, wait a minute, what's going on? I got let go from that job, and then they like, oh, okay, well, your fan base, your following is so crazy that we can't let you go without paying you not to talk about us.
What?
So yes, I left that job with a full severance package, just not to mention their name. I can talk, but I just can't mention their name. Then I turned around, they gave me like the unemployment at that time was like $500 or $600 a week. They gave me all of this, and it was just enough for me to last for the next 3-4 years. And during that time,
just 3-4 years. I thought you were gonna say like 6
because no, because I also had 401k money as well. So I had money and all of that already. I was already saving money and doing stuff. I'm not you have to know me to know too. Well, y'all should know. I'm not a name brand type of person either. I don't do all the big brands. Y'all know, y'all used to come to South Carolina. I got a spray paint shirt. They got Street Poet on. Like, come on. Like, I've never been one of those people that was like extremely flashy.
All right, y'all, but she pulled up in that 2020.
Well, see, the Range Rover was different. Man, listen, you deserve it. You deserve it. So it was. Man, listen, it was different.
You got out that Range Rover and that spray paint hoodie, like, what's up?
Still humble, right? Still humble. So I'm a long way from spray painted t-shirts right now. So you know what I mean. So and God was just doing this big one, and every time, I'm gonna be honest, every time that I thought about going back to work or something like that, it was like he would create a new opportunity that would prevent me. That would prevent me. It was so like. I can't even put it into words. It was different.
Yeah.
I knew my life was different. I knew I felt different. Like I said, as far as drinking and smoking, I don't drink and smoke anymore. Environments, like everything about me, my taste for people, my taste for just any different types of energy was different, right? And I just gradually but you know what I mean? And I knew that it was him because I wasn't having a battle with anybody about it. I wasn't losing supporters because I was talking about God. I wasn't losing, investments and people that's showing up. Matter of fact, it was like it was doubling. More people were coming in, like, you know what I mean? This is my second tour.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You know what I mean? Like it's just been that I had no pushback about nothing. I just been living.
What about even becoming, like, I don't want to say sober, but stop drinking and smoking, like,
teach me.
Was it like you stopped, or was it gradual? And
you know what? We were inside. I have a mental health support group inside my Patreon, and we were all we were all talking about things that we were going to fast from. Right? And we just got on this thing where we were all talking about everybody that had, that smoked weed, or, what I'm saying? I can say her name, Kira. Kira was on, and she was like just talking about, I'm just gonna fall back. She has this kind of voice, like, I'm just gonna fall back. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do that too, Kira. So I done it with her, right? I done it with her, and I just never went back. When it came down to drinking, I just stopped everything cold turkey as a fast with her, and everybody else was jumping. I just never went back. I was like, man, wait a minute. I like the way this feels. I like the way that it
clear.
It was amazing for me, right? It was just like, I don't know, it was different. Like, my life is different. When I walk in here, you like, how you doing? Perfect? Like, my life is just different.
She did say perfect, and we like, I never heard somebody say perfect.
Yeah, I ain't never heard of that.
Nah,
I definitely remember seeing all of your videos. See, I remember your videos before I even think you realized what you were doing. When you would just be getting on there and you would just be speaking and saying how you feel, how your day feel, or you just speaking on the topic. So it's amazing to see how you went from that to actually putting a title behind it. Now you're a coach, motivational speaker. At what point did you know, like, to act like I'm a motivational speaker? Like, when did you know, like, I'm a own in on this title as a motivational speaker, as a coach?
I think when I took on the title motivational speaker is actually when I dreamed about it. It was just like I kept dreaming that I was a speaker on the stage, and it was like thousands of people, like it was packed, and we were turned up, and that would be my dream every night. And I was like, I'm a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Right? And then I just embraced that,
Yeah.
right? And when I started saying it out loud and I started looking at the impact and the influence and going into environments and hearing people say back to me, you motivate me to do more, to want more. You motivate me to get out of bed. You motivate me to take action in my life. You motivate me to rebuild relationships that I had with my children. I'm apologizing to them. I'm moving forward. You motivate me to cut loose certain things that are not servicing me. I knew I was doing the right thing in that moment. I knew that it was right.
Some people throw that title around too loose nowadays. You know, they go on that phone, they little ring camera,
and they think they got
their bio.
No.
Yeah,
I just told them today that there's a difference, right? I teach my people all the time. There's a difference in between a seller and a server.
Right.
What you're talking about when they get their ring camera and they throw it up there with their mic and they got their whole show going on, that's a seller. I need you to buy into what it is that I'm doing. A server, you can tell when a server is in the building because you can tell by the way they make you feel. The energy that you receive from that person. That person can say something to you and just like you say, I got chills. I feel that. Why? Because the truth you feel. It quickens something that's in the inside of you. When you hear the truth, you feel the truth and your body respond to that. So there's a difference in between dealing with a seller and a server. I'm a natural born server.
Yeah. And I feel like when you see, okay, I feel like
we need to snap in here today, okay? We need to back the collection plate around, okay?
Britt, I ain't got nothing to give.
The cash app is in over there, all that stuff.
No, so like when you look back on life, right, like you can see that you kind of was trained for this in the sense of like speaking and stuff because like you said, some people behind the camera but can't have no presentation on stage. You know what I'm saying? Where you could demand the stage, but that's probably from you practicing this, not even knowing that you're practicing poetry in front of people.
There you
like
go.
That, you know
I think that I was just telling them that we live life backwards, right? We don't know why we went through things until after we go through it.
True.
And then after we go through it, we like light bulb. Oh, that's that relationship taught me something. Right. That friendship taught me something. That job taught me something. But you don't realize the lesson until you're no longer in it. For me, poetry was definitely the grooming for what it is that I do right now, right? I was just speaking in Detroit, right? I was in Detroit at the Garden Theater out there. My first theater time speaking, right?
Come on, theater!
Yeah, man. It was packed out, sold out, and people were still trying to get tickets. And she's like, "We don't have any more room to get y'all in here."
That is so
and
dope.
it was an amazing event.
Yeah.
They got this big stage set up for me. You know what I'm saying? The stage is all nice and pretty, y'all. They got the mics up there.
Yeah.
How about I left them people stage and they mics up there? I was down in there because like you said, I've trained myself to project.
I hear you, yeah.
When you wasn't even on the mic.
No. So when I'm in environments, I go straight to that poetry mode.
Yeah.
And in the spoken word, there's very few times where we actually had mics.
True.
You would have a room 300-400 worth of people up in those rooms, and you didn't have a mic. They barely was letting the poets have a room, baby. We had to get in where we fit in here, right? So you would be in this big open space, and you had to project so that everybody would hear.
Yeah.
But the thing about being a poet is whatever they hearing and they projecting, you hear it. It sits on you. And I still do the same thing to this day. So you're right. I was grooming even at that time and didn't even know.
That's crazy when you say like our story is kind of backwards. It's true. Everything
sense.
that you went through, you look back, like something that might have had you heartbroken.
Right.
You'd be like, yo, I had to do that to be where I'm at.
That's a fact.
That's crazy.
You don't know it until you're out of that situation.
So what's the difference for people that don't know, the difference between a motivational speaker and a coach? Because you consider yourself a coach as well, right?
Right. A motivational speaker is what I do. the first 30 minutes when you tuning in to my my motivational speaking in the mornings, right? The first part of that is basically me motivating you to get up, to get out of the bed, to do whatever it is that you need to get done, to lock back into yourself. You know what I mean? Just giving you that extra push. That's motivational speakers. You have motivational speakers all over the place, right? A coach is someone that actually takes time to really groom you, right? That holds you accountable, that's reaching out to you. That I have my Patreon, I meet with them 3 times a week. 1 hour, 3 hours, 3 times a week, 3 hours. I do prayer with them on Tuesdays and Thursdays, right? And we start with a scripture, we do prayer, and then they have a mental health class, which is that night from 6:30 into 7:30. Okay. This is all time where they come on screen with me. They able to ask their questions, give their testimonies, anything that they may not understand. That's their opportunity to come right in and say, hey, coach, I was reading this, or I heard that. How can you break that down for me? What does this mean? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes and I'm going to be working with them. I'm doing a class actually, and it's going to be the difference in between emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, and leadership intelligence, right? Because to be a leader, you have to be able to break things down a certain type of way so that people will be able to grasp it. So I don't feel like you are an effective coach until you are able to hear things that other people don't hear.
Right. I feel that.
Because how you coach me and we think the same?
That part.
You know what I mean? When I come to you, I need a different perspective. I need you to open my eyes, show me something different, hold me accountable, right? And in order for you, and you got a lot of people that they throw motivational speaker, they throw coach on there as well. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm coaching you to where?
Right.
Coaching you to do what?
Yeah.
So you coach through your Patreon?
Oh yeah, I coach through my Patreon, man. Right now we are crazy right now. We at like 1,400 or something. Yeah,
wow.
man. Yeah.
And you built that through your YouTube, or is the Patreon, are you using that something totally different?
Patreon is a separate app all by itself. But yeah, I run mine through YouTube and StreamYard. So basically I use it, set my StreamYard up kind of like how you do with Zoom. So yeah, mine is ran through that, but it's a separate app. And with Patreon, it's just like, when you do Netflix, when you subscribe to it. So these people are actually subscribed.
But I'm saying, like, what I mean, like, did you build them all in through your YouTube, or are they just like just tuned into your Patreon for the coaching? No,
they I found them from everywhere, right? Wow. So whenever I'm online, I know, right? That's crazy. I'm online on Facebook, majority of them from TikTok, right? When I start, all I did was when I was live, I would say, hey, I got a Patreon. If you guys are interested in investing in that, if you want the coaching and all of that, then you can come over there to the Patreon. And they just started signing up from there. Then I started mentioning on Instagram, and they started signing up from there. Word. Facebook, signing up from there. And then now that I got my YouTube up and going, and now they've even found me from YouTube over there. But I do one-on-one coaching as well. That's Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And then I do group coaching.
You got all this time. All right, where you getting this time from? How do you balance, your personal life and your clients? Because you like Monday, Tuesday, 7 to 5, 6 to 7.
Yeah. Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesday, I just told I know I do a lot. That's what I tell people. They be like, yo, you want my life? You know how hard I work? Right. Do you know what I put into? That Range Rover was not cheap. I have to work, right? So you're talking about Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I do life coaching online, right? And then Monday through Friday, for the first hour of my morning, I do morning walk and worship, right? So that's from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's where they get their 3 wins a day: a mental win, a physical win, and a spiritual win. What they do is I have them up, and we either walking around the block, they on their treadmills, the ellipticals, some people going to their gym, they got their earbuds in. I give them 30 minutes of motivation, and then the other 30 minutes is inspiration. And I teach them how to parallel your spiritual life and your natural life, how they run right there together. Because you can't have a good spiritual life and then a poor physical life. That's not going to work. You have to have that balance. So we do that Monday through Friday. And then after I get off of there up until 2 o'clock, that's when I start coaching, and I do that for 4 hours. And then I do morning sessions on Tuesdays, afternoon sessions on Wednesday.
Her schedule packed.
Yeah, and then on Thursday is when I do my class from 6 until from 6:30 to 7:30, and then I fly out on Friday mornings. Period. And that's when I fly out for the tour. So from Friday morning to Sunday night or Monday morning, I'm on the road.
That's what's up. That's dope. I need a schedule like that because you got that down pat.
Yeah.
So
I do it every week.
Yeah, I know. Every week is even more crazy. So what advice do you have, like, just to maintain that balance? Because you got to take care of yourself too. You're pouring into so many other people, so many different energies, perspectives. So how do you make sure you still find time for yourself?
I do. It just happens, right? I take breaks when I need to take breaks, right? I took a whole week off and took my kids and all of us. We went out to New York and we spent spring break out there. I'm really big about planners, right? I operate my life off a planner, and so I schedule time where it's just me by myself. I take myself out to eat. I take myself, get my nails and toes done, and I'm relaxing. I take myself on. I'm going shopping, and not only that. One of the things that you have to know, like about being a server as well, is always impact over income, right? So with the right type of impact, when people see that you're pouring into them, they also pour back into you. A lot of times, if they see that I need a break, or they see like, Coach, did you go do this, and that? They will cash at me. Go get a massage. Go get your toes done. Go get you a nice dinner. Go do this for yourself. They will make sure that I actually take time to go and do something for myself. If they see me and I'm running, doing, they, just like I hold them accountable. Oh, they hold me accountable too. They'll get in that paycheck. We call ourselves the chosen family. Oh, they'll call me out, Coach. Hey, it's time for a break.
Right.
It's crazy. I wish the people that tuned into No Homo Show.
Yeah, when y'all gonna start telling us take a break?
Send me a massage.
All I need is a little Chipotle, about $10.
Chipotle?
You know what I'm saying? So quick.
Nah, that's what's up though. That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's talk about just you as an individual. Okay, so for as long as I've known you, I really can't put a label on you, and I hate even trying to put labels, because when I first met you, it was definitely giving like stud vibes, right? So I would consider you no label. Was that
right? That's correct.
Okay, so what advice would you have to people that are trying to
go like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, got them nails done.
Yeah, stay with them done. Keep them lashes on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Keep that hair
like
done. Always.
Yeah. Like
always.
you'll be straight dominant, and then the lashes is done.
Gotta be a baddie.
Yeah. Got to.
For sure. What advice do you have for people?
Yeah, well, for me, when I first started out, I was really, really overweight, right? And I'm still battling thyroid issues right now, but I was really overweight, so I dressed the way that I dressed to accommodate the weight that I had on me. Okay. It was never that's just the look that I wanted, you know what I mean? And so as I continue, remember when I got all the weight off at one point, I had got really small, right? Yeah. And then that's when you see me dress more feminine, right? And it was more no label style, because I didn't have all that extra weight. So my clothes and all of that doesn't define the person that I am. I'm definitely a no label. I'm definitely, honestly, my wife called me a femme. You know what I'm saying? Because she's way more masculine than me, but she dressed way more feminine. Yeah, she definitely, right? You know what I'm saying? Definitely. But she's, I do all the cooking and everything, right? Okay. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, the only difference is she dresses the way that she dressed. I dress the way that I dress. But I think that, especially in our community, be yourself. Be yourself. Be who you are. And I'm afraid of femmes who wants a stud that act like a whole man.
Like a man, right? Like, come on now.
Yeah, like, no, ma'am. If that's what you want, you have to go ahead and go get that. Yeah, go get that.
It's a night.
You're going to take this trash out sometime.
Okay.
You're going to take this trash. And they be getting on my nerves talking about, oh, you're going to pump my gas. You going to pay for it?
Right.
If you're going to pay, I'll pump it.
It got to be a balance.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, I'm all about balance around here. Sometimes I'll pump it, but it depends. It just depends,
Hey, my wife definitely told me, because when I had surgery, like, I couldn't mow the grass for like a month. I still didn't mow the grass, right? My grass, like in a month, joint got like this high. And I'm like, she complaining, but I'm like, babe, ain't nothing wrong with you. My mom did not raise me to mow no grass.
They be serious.
And then the next day I text my neighbor like, bro, can you cut my grass and I'll pay you, because I couldn't do it. But hey, she said, hey, that's one thing she not doing. She did put out the.
Picture her doing that.
Hell nah. I feel bad, girl. She'll miss spots and stuff.
She wouldn't even finish. Right, be one side cut, one side long.
Yeah, all of that. But I'm one of those. Either way it go, even if it wasn't nothing wrong with me, I'm still going to pay somebody to come and cut the grass. I pay to go to the car wash. I'm not doing that.
Certain things like I'd rather not.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Period.
I actually but when I cut the grass though, it's kind of therapeutic It's weird, right? So
She like, yeah, I'm still not.
No, I'm saying because some people like stuff like that. They like gardening
I like to clean.
and stuff. I don't like the bugs and I don't like the snakes that could potentially be out
see,
there.
I ain't see.
Is why I'm not doing
There
it.
do be lizards running up the fence.
Exactly, and that would be the reason why my grass wouldn't be cut. One side cut, the other side ain't. I saw the lizard.
See a lizard?
I'm out.
Yeah. So sometimes I enjoy. It's like a little getaway, but still getting something done type thing. But yeah, I had to pay somebody, and I ain't gonna lie. The way my life is going, I'm probably still gonna have to pay him. But I understand roles to a certain extent, but still, like you said, like we still ladies too. Like, don't never date somebody and just because they present themselves as a stud, like think they're taking all manly duties.
And sometimes they run it, and sometimes they run out with it too. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of femmes, especially back in the day, they would date women only because they knew the type of luxury that a woman would provide. Right? They know that a guy is not finna give them all that. They not about to do.
Hold on, she said you would date women.
That was me.
Yeah, I mean, being honest.
No, she wanted a sugar mama.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but she's being honest, and that's the truth. I know a lot. I know a lot of women till this day. You're not even gay. You just want the perks that comes along with it. You feel like a woman is they're gonna understand me better. They're gonna give me this. They're gonna give me that. You know what I'm saying? But you're not even looking at the person that you are, right? You have to. You know what I'm saying? If you want princess treatment, you have to be a princess.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
I hear that.
Yeah, you cannot expect for something. You can't be out here running around carrying yourself any kind of way and think a man or a woman is about to be spoiling you. I'm not spoiling you and then looking stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
it happens on both sides of it. It happens on both sides. And I think that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes they look for that. They look for that to say, oh yeah, well, you see how they go out. They go all out. Guys are not that sensitive. Guys are not this and they're not that. No, you're not gay. You want the perks of it all. And that's how so many studs end up hurt and broken hearted because they go out and they do it. And then once they get finished giving, doing, now you feel used and abused, but you knew already.
And they start saying they hate straight women, they hate bisexual women.
That's crazy too. That's wild.
Yeah, man.
Preaching to the choir. I think some of y'all need to. I hope y'all taking notes.
I gotta stay away from that. You know, and while I'm here, let me also say this to the LGBT people. This whole thing that y'all have about studs and children, I want y'all to please sit in this for a second. If a stud comes into a child's life, a masculine, AG, whatever you call yourself, into a child's life, and they develop a relationship with that child where they're providing for that child and going outside of their way, for you to think that that's something to bash or belittle or discredit that individual about is wild. That's crazy work. I'm seriously thinking that your elevator not smacking the top, but it's because when you make jokes about that, honestly, when you make jokes and you say things like that, it's like you're saying that child doesn't deserve that relationship, that they don't deserve to be loved and cared for by someone outside of the biological parents. If the dad is not there and that woman is stepping into that place, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she's being the dad, but she's going to the basketball games, the football games. She's making sure that the school clothes, the school supplies are there. What's funny?
Right.
You would much rather see that child over there lacking. You would much rather see that mother over there trying to figure it out. Exactly. Like, that's wild to me. Yeah. Oh, y'all take on everybody kids. Yeah, okay, cool.
Like, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, what's make your point.
Yeah.
Isn't that not what we supposed to do? Because any child that's around me, whether they mine or not, gonna be taken care of. If I buy one Happy Meal, everybody gonna get a Happy Meal.
Hell yeah. Okay. That's crazy.
Is that not what we're supposed to do? It's wild work, man. I'm telling you.
I think it's just women that abuse it. Because they feel like if I know people that literally be like, I need to give me a stud that's gonna help take care of my kids.
And that's so it's like,
is that okay? Or
no, that's never okay.
Yeah.
That's never okay again when you are toying with somebody's feelings, and you're dealing with people just based off what you feel like they're going to give you. Notice when I said that when you develop your own relationship, not a forced relationship, when you have a relationship with that child, you have a bond with that child, because there's a difference. I'm not talking about the mama coming in there, oh yeah, well this show, no, miss, ma'am, sir.
Yeah.
We not doing that. But it's different. You have some females that actually do have solid relationships with kids.
Yeah.
And they don't care who you with. They just want to pick them up.
Yeah.
Slide them out the door. Put them on the front porch. I'm actually going to come. You know?
Okay.
ready.
Yeah, I'm going to actually pick them up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was with a girl for like 5 years, and she had 2 kids. And I raised them from like, the one was 3 to 8.
Noodles, basketball game, football game,
but
uniforms.
I helped just like with
supplies.
anybody. And then she cheated on me. And then it was like, I'm
with the
out.
baby daddy.
Yeah, with her baby dad. Crazy. But I'm
This is my bad. I need to put
I
your
know,
business.
damn. They can't tell
They all
her
know the
nothing.
story.
Yeah, she did. She finished that right on.
I
off
know,
for you,
she
didn't
finished
I
her
gotta
with my
give you more
whole
context.
Right.
But it was like also that is crazy as a parent too, because I kind of like every now and then will pick them up for like the first year or something. But like you done had somebody help raise your kids for 5 years and then cheat.
Yeah.
And then it's just like going. So that doesn't only just mess up your relationship, but that gotta put the kids through something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Plus, girl, I was helping with had them bills that I know you're gonna do on your
And,
own.
you know, in every situation, and I do believe that every situation is different. You know, the dynamic is different, and when you're dealing with different people, and sometimes there are some people that, you know, and I tell people all the time, casualties. In every war, you got casualties. You have some people that are gonna get hurt that you didn't mean to hurt, and sometimes the children are the casualties of their mother's mistakes, because you went out and you did this, and this. Now that person that they love so much is no longer there, not because that person don't want to be there, but because of you and your bad decision making. And one thing I'm gonna say to that is this right here: those kids will know, and they will grow up and they will resent you for it every single time. It's so easy. If you don't want to be in a relationship, leave. If you're not happy in a relationship, leave. Especially if you have kids that are involved. Respect your children enough to say, hey, look, you know, this is not going to work. I'm out. However, if you guys want to continue that relationship, then that's fine. That way, there's no hard feelings in that. We grew apart. We ended the relationship. But what y'all got going on is not a problem. But it's a lot of kids right now that's resenting the fact that, like, yo, I really, at one point or another, I had somebody in my life that loved me, and you messed that up.
I always say it's so hard for people to break up without being forced to break up. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't leave. People don't be like, this relationship not good, I'm just leaving. Like, they end up feeling like it's not good and cheating or something. Like, it's so hard for people to just leave when, like, that's the safest thing, healthiest thing.
Yeah,
you know
because
what I mean?
there you go. That's the key word, healthy. That's because majority of the time, especially from, you know, before we had all the information as far as mental health and everything now, people were really operating with a poor mindset. Right. And they would try, force it, because people were feeding them the misinformation of, don't walk out on your family, don't break up your family, don't just give somebody your man, don't give somebody your woman. And these were the things that they were being drilled into our heads. So you felt guilty for leaving, you felt ashamed for leaving. It wasn't until now when you're starting to teach people that you have to respect yourself, honor the person that you are. If you see that this is a 60-40, a 70-30, or 80-20, and you're giving out more than you're getting, then you owe it to yourself. Prioritize you. I'm gonna pick me every time.
Hell yeah.
Now, if you do it, it's understood. Yeah. Now, when you do it, it's
Devil's
understood.
coming out of her. Get him out, Britt. Get him out.
Now, when it happens, people understand why you left. Right. And you don't get the flack that you would normally get.
That's
because
true.
It's a whole different day and time right now.
Yeah, because like there's people I know that their parents been married for 40 years and it's kind of not by choice. It's kind of like they wouldn't leave the man that cheated on them 3-5 times, you know what I mean? Where it's like sometimes, like, yes, marriage is some, like, you should try to fight it out, but like, are you happy? Are you putting yourself first?
Gotta put yourself first every single time. And you know, and even in a marriage, it's definitely sacred. It's definitely something that you want to respect and you want to honor. But they created divorce for a reason, right? They created divorce for a reason. I don't care how much I love you, I'll leave you. There's no respect of persons, right? And that's friends, family, or foe. I don't care. My mindset is I'm choosing me. My mindset is if you cannot reciprocate, you cannot participate in any area of my life. I'm no longer doing halfway relationships. I'm way too dope of a friend, a lover, a family member, of anything to anybody for anybody to feel like they can halfway do anything with me.
I feel that, and I think that's a
my
perfect.
aunt, man, she was married for like 20, 30, 40 years, something like 30 years. And she decided to divorce my uncle. We was so mad at her because we like, bro, after all this time. But she was like, I'm not happy.
And then y'all holding the time, holding her like
Hostage by the time.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I got
crazy.
all this stuff together. What about the house? She like, yo, I'm not happy. I ain't been happy in 3 years.
And somebody like, don't waste your entire life unhappy neither because you committed to the time or
I had
something.
to respect her
That's
for that.
that's wild too. A lot of people will do it. They'll stay because they feel like they've been in that relationship for so long, and then I'll have to start over. I'll tell you, my best advice is reset as many times as you have to. Period. As long as you got breath in your body, you still have a brand new day to do it all over. You know what I'm saying? I'll start all the way over. So you better just tread light. Tread light. When I come into your life, I keep both shoes on and one arm in the jacket.
She ready to go.
That's because I'm clear on my boundaries when I get there. I'm clear on my boundaries. I'm clear on what it is that I want out of life. I'm easy to communicate with. I'll put it right out there to you. You don't have to guess with me. We're not going to play the mind games. I'm not doing any of that with you, right? So when you disrespect me, that was a choice that you made.
Yeah.
And the disrespect is the closure.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm 46 years old. Am I 46? Yeah, I'm 46.
You look damn good for 46.
I didn't even think about how old I was.
The girl just turned 30.
I just turned 46 in March, so I'm like, am I 45, 46? I had to think about my son's birthday real quick. Yeah, he's 26, so yeah, I'm 46.
So I did want to, which we're already talking about, is escaping toxic relationships, right? And this could be a girlfriend, this could be parents, this could be a friendship. You know what I mean? We already are talking about it, but like, what would you say to people that are like, I guess, struggling with that? Even we talked about a relationship with a spouse, you know what I mean, put you first, and obviously with everything, but like even parents and stuff could be toxic, could be holding you back. I seen you was just talking about it, like even family.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You have to understand that number one, when you establish boundaries, healthy boundary setting is making sure that your boundaries are fair and consistent all the way across the board. So there's no separate set of rules with other people. When you're dealing with people, you're not dealing with titles, right? So when you're dealing with people, you're not dealing with mom title, dad title, wife title. Because if you get caught up in titles, then you will give people respect and you'll give them more than what they deserve from you, right? Why would I respect you? You don't respect me. Why would I give to you? You're not giving that to me. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm going to leave. I'm going to separate myself. I'm going to distance myself from you. And sometimes you have to distance yourself from your parents. You have to distance yourself from your family. Not because you don't love them, but because it's not healthy for you. Right? And people make, oh yeah, well that's so wrong to do. I'm not going to sit and be unhappy for nobody. Right? I'm not, create the boundaries, enforce the boundaries. That's it. One set of boundaries for everybody, because when you don't have one set of boundaries that you put down for everybody, you create your own drama. You create your own chaos in your life. You created a space where people can say, you didn't tell so-and-so that. When they said that to you, you didn't do anything. When they done that, you ain't do nothing. But then when it come to me, you are creating your own chaos. So no, you don't get to draw a line and then they cross it and they draw another one. No.
I think one thing I did learn as an adult is like everybody comes with energies, right?
That's right.
And even your family, whatnot, right? And like let's say like back in the day, you would always take your mom's call. Even if you know it's about to be some bullshit, you would take her call. Now, with certain people, it's like, I love you to death, but if you call me before 10 a.m. and I ain't get my life set,
right?
No, I'll take your call at noon.
Yeah.
Right.
I done established my morning.
Yeah.
You
That's
not
your
about
boundaries.
to. I'm not about to
That's
wake
your
up.
boundaries.
Yeah, that's
to you complaining about some shit that I can't even control right
I used to feel
now.
guilty about that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
trying to, I felt selfish, doing stuff like that. But the reality is if it's messing with my peace, if it's messing with my mental, I have to be selfish. In that
You
manner.
have to be selfish. Perfect.
Yeah.
And that's your boundary. When you say, I wake up at 10 o'clock and I don't want to hear anything negative and all of that, that's you establishing a boundary. And it doesn't matter who that person is that's calling at 10 o'clock. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to wake up and have that in my face first thing in the morning.
Right.
That's a boundary. And second thing is when you say people come with energy, is to know that that's spirits. Everything that you do is spiritual. Right? Reason why you feel the way that you do first thing in the morning, right? And it upsets you that people do that is because you have to understand, scientifically proven, I didn't make this up, right? You can Google it.
Okay, period.
First, 10 to 15 minutes of your morning when you first open your eyes, your mind is the most impressionable. That's why it's so important to get up and to get into prayer, to get into worship, to show that gratitude first thing in the morning, because you in that moment have the power to set up the flow of your day.
Yep.
And people be jumping on
First
social
thing-
media and
the
see
whole
something
day is
crazy.
bad.
And now your whole day is ruined because your mind is focused on that thing.
Yep.
First thing that you get up, I give them a morning routine when they get up in the morning, right? First thing they do is pray. That's gratitude, showing your gratitude. The second thing, set their timer on their phone. It's a 1-minute meditation, right? In that meditation, I have them focus on I am in control. Why? Because you don't control life, but you control your response to life. And the more that you tell yourself that you're in control, the more you'll show up like a person that have control. You will speak like a person that have control, right? Like you won't allow people to pierce your peace or to upset you or to pull you out of alignment because you are sure of who you are, right? And the third thing is your affirmations. Create affirmations that you truly believe in. Don't say I'm beautiful and I'm beautifully made and then somebody walk up to you and say, oh girl, you are not attractive, and then all of a sudden what you just told yourself goes out the window.
Right.
Say things to yourself that you believe.
Right.
Right?
Facts.
It's easy breezy. 3 things.
Yeah. I'm getting my Patreon in right now.
Okay.
Yeah, get your Patreon
I'm getting in,
in.
Street.
Yeah, I'm telling
Alright,
you.
So when people don't want to respect your boundaries, because I have dealt with, earlier you were saying like people like throw out the titles, oh I'm your girlfriend, I'm your mom, I'm your sister, da da da. How do you deal with people when they don't want to respect your boundaries? Like do you cut them off? Do you try
Expeditious.
Oh shoot.
Fast way only.
Okay, now what you mean by cut off?
I mean,
Because-
yeah. Cut off me. I haven't talked to my mom since July of last year.
Okay.
Oh wow.
It's cut off. I'm not going to give you multiple times to paint me the same picture. I'm not going to run after you and beg you for respect. That's not what I'm doing. When I see that this is the person that you are, I'm not going to be delusional. When you are a spiritually intelligent person, you see things for what they are and not for what you want them to be. When you see things for what you want them to be, that's living in make-believe. You want this to be real. You want this to be beautiful. But the truth of the matter is it's ugly and it's toxic. And it's damaging me. You have to deal with things with what they really and truly are. Snip, snip. Y'all know I will abort a mission right there. I will abort a mission quickly. I'm telling you, when the ship ain't shipping, I'm overboard.
You know,
It's out.
the door open for them to come
I do
back
not.
around, or
I do not.
Don't even.
She ain't even let you finish your sentence.
I do not.
No, ma'am.
I do not. You know, I wish you the best and I mean it, right?
Yeah.
And when I say that, you know, and with your family member, people that you know that you're going to be around, and if you guys apologize and you guys make up and whatnot, you have to understand that your apology doesn't warrant reconnection, right? And just because we apologize, everything is cool, there's no beef, but you will never get that version of me again, right? You'll never get that same version of me again. Now, when I see you, it's hi and bye. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll talk for a second or whatever, but that bond, that connection that you used to have with me, we won't have that. And one of the things I told him when I was in Detroit is that you have to understand that just because we're kin doesn't mean that we're connected.
That's a
That
fact.
part, that's a bar right there.
Yes, things that you believe and that you're okay with, that's not for me.
We do let a lot of stuff slide because that's family.
That's
Like
family.
And you have to take off the title.
the title thing really stick out because we really do let people do stuff to us because
Blood
that's
is thicker than water.
yeah,
Oh
cause
yeah,
that's my
but
family.
you have to start asking them which one would you swallow.
Hello!
As she drink the water.
Hello!
You have to ask. You have to ask that question. Which one would you swallow?
Yeah.
Right.
It's a fact.
Well, I'm about to cut out my whole family after this episode. I want you to know all the mugs is toxic and I'm setting my boundaries.
Oh, man, listen.
And I'm on to the next.
You gotta go on. But you know the beautiful thing about being able to cut people off, and you're cutting people off for the right reason, is that God is always gonna send you people that will come right back into those places, right?
Yeah.
You will have, and that's why we call ourselves, like I said, the chosen family. We have people in there that we interact with, because I have a group chat inside my Patreon, so it's 24 hours because everybody's in a different time zone. So you could be going through something at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you're writing in a group chat, and now y'all are chatting back and forth, and you're getting, you know what I'm saying, getting that love that you need.
Yeah.
You have people that are showing up for you, that are, you know what I'm saying, concerned about your well-being. They're crying with you, celebrating with you on a regular basis. It's a beautiful thing, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
So
telling
it's
you.
so it's not just for them to build with you. They're building a whole community.
Yeah, it's a whole community.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah. So like I post up like all of my videos, my live videos. I download and upload them inside my Patreon. All of my speaking engagements go in there. You know what I'm saying? Like when we go out of town, when I go out of town and I'm going to speak, it's guaranteed that I'm going to run into at least 5 or 6 people from my chosen family. We're
what's
actually planning a family reunion
that's
for
hard.
next year, for June of 2025. We're planning a big family reunion where we're all getting together. Like this is a whole entire community. I was thinking that I was just building, like you said, a motivational group, and God just did his own thing with it.
Sometimes you don't know where it's really
I
going.
never know what I'm gonna be doing from one moment to the next, and then next thing you know, I had a whole community, and we just growing, man, and just loving on each other
Yeah.
and learning, because they can't
trying
be
to
in there
see.
without learning.
Guidance, but all these are so long.
They are pretty long. Well,
So
What, y'all taking questions or something? from
yeah,
us?
so I'm trying
I'm
to
taking notes over here. I need to go get me some scissors after this, and I'm cutting everybody off. This is about to be that season.
That season.
Letting go that dead weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to.
Yeah.
You gotta. You. If God is gonna jump you to the front, you can't get jumped to the front if you got dead weight on you.
That's a fact.
You got to get that up off of you.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? You can't miss your moment because you over there distracted by what your family talking about and what they got
Other
going
people's
on.
problems
Right,
becoming
other
your
people's
problems.
issues. You can't do that. When you're focused on yourself and your development, you owe it to yourself to be super focused.
Yeah.
Right? And people that genuinely love you and support you, they're gonna understand that this is what you're doing and that you're finally prioritizing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that don't see that and don't value that, they don't deserve you.
People to apply to kids because I got a few kids that.
She ain't shit, yeah.
Get
Not
on
your
my
God
nerves.
kids.
They don't listen to me.
Not the God kids.
They not listening to what I'm
Well,
saying.
you know they still training now. The kids is still
I
training.
show
man.
them grace.
Yeah, you got to show
Okay.
the kids grace.
All
You
right.
got, yeah,
Y'all
the
lucky.
kids
Y'all
is-
lucky. Hey, my
Yeah,
God
the kids is still
I'm playing.
growing now.
Alright, street boy. The girl trying to cut everybody
The
off.
cats, dog.
Put them out the door. Put the cats outside, baby.
Okay, period. Alright, so people write into us and they ask for guidance, alright? Our segment is called Guidance from the Gay Gods.
Guidance from the gay guy. Guidance from the gay guy.
So I'm gonna read what somebody wrote in, and
Okay.
I should probably read all of them. You gonna run them down, alright?
You gonna read all of them.
What you got?
All right, she said, "Hi, I like listening to y'all when my students go to the other. Did we read this or did we read
Read
this
to each
between?
other,
Okay.
yeah.
When my students go to the other teacher's class, why are masculine people intimidated by femmes who actually are kind to them? I offered to take this person on a date. They got on their IG story." Crying about how nobody does anything nice for masculine people / studs. They left me on red when I tried to confirm the date plans with them.
She dodged the bullet. What she talking about? Like, yeah. She dodged the... First of all, like the fact that, you know, first of all, we ain't turning down no free meals. You know what I mean? If you about to come out here and you about to buy us dinner, we all, hey, let me get that. I like to ask on my way. Am I paying or you paying? Because that's going to determine a whole lot. Yes, I still ask to this day. You hungry? You paying?
Right.
Because I'm down to it, and I'm not even picky. I'm going wherever you got a taste for. Right? Yeah, she dodged the whole bullet. That person just wants attention.
Yeah,
that's it. And she wants somebody that's gonna try to run after her. Like, nah.
What was you going to say?
I like your air. I was gonna.
Stop stuttering.
You know what?
Nah, don't try.
Britt was gonna cut her off.
No, Britt was about to say something about the girl.
Well, I would just say, you know, like, you know, maybe she just wasn't attracted to you.
She might have been there too. Might have been
there
there too.
Physically attracted to
well,
you.
then I think when she asked you out on a date, then instead of leaving her on red, then at least you could have done was said, I'm not interested.
Or double tapping.
Right. You could have said,
no,
you could have just simply said you wasn't interested. That way she would have never even been waiting on you to confirm the date. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To confirm what y'all were going to do. If you would have just been open and honest from the very beginning that I'm not interested.
You're toxic. Because if I wrote a whole message to somebody and they double tapped
I got that in me. I don't
like they hearted it.
Even when people DM me now, I have to say something. I just don't feel right now.
I'll be like,
yeah,
appreciate you.
Yeah.
But I do agree.
Now, but it is hard for me now. I'm gonna tell you, like, because I don't want y'all to be like, well, Poet, you do that. Let me tell you. It be so many people that write and comment and say stuff. It's impossible for me to read every message, comment back on every message. So when I'm double tapping, putting that heart up there, that's because I want you to know that I acknowledge your message.
I'm
not toxic like them.
No,
them too.
I'm acknowledging it.
No, I'm referring to somebody pouring their heart out that they like you and you don't.
Yeah, I would if they poured their heart out, I wouldn't double tap.
But I do understand it's hard to keep up with messages.
Yeah, it
left
is.
on red or double tap, which one is worse?
I would have read it and then put to where it says unread so it don't look like I never read it.
Left on red is way worse than double tap.
I agree.
Way worse than double tap.
Left on red is like,
ooh,
what?
That is disrespectful.
But you know what? Sometimes people might read it and because I've done it. I might read something when I'm about my
I'm training myself to double tap.
Yeah.
I have done it too.
If you're left on red, should you write the girl back? Just because, hey, maybe you got distracted.
Oh, should she follow up?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Not in that situation.
Okay.
Yeah, nah.
She need to leave that alone. She need to. First of all, if she follows that up, then what she's going to be telling that other person, honestly, is that she's thirsty for that. Like, I'm pressed for that relationship. And what she'll do is she'll set up a foundation where she's constantly chasing that other person. If the chase isn't mutual in the very beginning, cut it. Like I said, she dodged a bullet. There's no need to pursue that any further.
Listen, mama, you a teacher. Get out there. There's a lot of people looking for a woman with a good job.
Come see us on tour. You might meet you a bae.
Yeah, you might get you one of them.
Because these studs like to go out to eat, especially if you paying a bill.
You ain't kidding.
I'm not leaving no message about no free food on red.
I hate her.
I would have made
sure.
I'm
not
I would have made sure.
Side note, the other day I was talking to Britt about something real serious, right? And she was just like, you know, such and such about to close down. No, you said no. The burger place.
The burger place.
Whataburger.
Oh yeah.
Y'all, I'm telling her something. She was like, you know, they just opened new Whataburger.
I gotta spread the knowledge, street boy.
You try to figure. You gotta let that know. Hey, when this conversation over, we cannot go to Whataburger. They're about to close down, baby.
No, they just open. I was letting her know like it's one open in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
It was so random. I just was thinking.
They obviously paying her for promotion.
I'm just letting her know like, yo, if you want to get your Whataburger.
And I'm pouring my heart out to her, and that's what she's thinking about.
Wow.
But Street Poet, look, I feel like people are going to love this episode. I feel like you spoke motivation and you let people know like, yo, sometimes you gotta cut people off. Most and that's definitely. Okay,
and it's okay,
and stop letting them slide.
Wait to cut some of y'all off after this episode. I'm talking about I'm about to start deleting numbers and leaving y'all on red.
I know that's right.
Y'all ain't getting no double tap.
Up out of there.
Look, we appreciate you.
Keep going up. Keep doing your thing. It really
you.
is an inspiration to see you going this far. I know you about to keep going further.
Yes.
You gonna have you a building somewhere real soon.
Thank you.
With your name on it.
That's what I'm talking about, Britt.
You know what I'm saying? I can see it for you, and I just love that because it's the growth is just, you know, you never know where you're gonna end up. And I'm just glad you trusted the process and you just kept doing what felt good to you. Because it gets hard, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you went through a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
You felt like giving up sometimes, but every time God would be like, nah.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. Every single time. That's definitely a fact. And you know, it's a beautiful journey once you lock into it. You know, the hardest part is getting started. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And letting go of that mentality that you were so used to, right? When you've been working your whole entire life, it's hard to say I'm walking away from this job and I'm solely relying on motivational speaking, and you know, every single time that you trust him, he's gonna come through.
Yeah.
Every time.
Thank you. We appreciate
No Homo
you.
Show. I'm about to get my scissors.
Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Whole lot of gay shit. Whole lot of gay. I like that.
Boss Britt. We certified. And DJ eXeL.